1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Hey screeners, welcome back to another episode. I'm Ricky.
And I'm Brittany.
And we are
Paper Screen.
So Brittany, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? My goodness. I started Fallout on Amazon.
Oh my god. Okay, I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah, I
and
really
I've seen
liked it.
clips. You watched the whole thing?
The first episode.
Oh, are they all not out yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, so what is it about?
It's like set in the future but like the style in the future is like futuristic retro, but then there is a nuclear attack. And then so this story takes place like I think 200 years after the nuclear attack. So it's like people living in like industrial cellars in the ground and
Oh, like bunkers?
bunkers, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
I just saw like a clip where the nuclear bomb happens and it's like a birthday party.
Yeah. That's like this ghoul's backstory. It's pretty cool. It's how the show opens.
Oh, okay.
But it's not like a super serious thing. Like it's serious, but it also like I'm trying to think of the tone. It's not like Last of Us. It's more like
Resident Evil.
No. It's more chill than that. What have you been up to?
So I saw Monkey Man same weekend as the First Omen because I did a Monkey Omen. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was pretty impressive for Dev Patel to be like first time director and doing like this action movie. You could tell like he put a lot of heart into this, you know, being something that's very personal and political. Like it's really good. I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to because it was basically John Wick.
Mm-hmm.
This had more of a serious tone. But yeah, it was really good to me. I think you should see it. Everyone should see it because it's like pretty fun. The only critique is like the cinematography wasn't that great to me because I can't handle like shaky camera work.
Right.
And there was one part where I thought they had just like filmed in a GoPro and I was like, it's giving film school.
Mm-hmm.
I've been reading this book called Boys, Beasts, and Men. I don't know if you heard about it, but
Nope.
it's a queer horror, short stories. And I started like the first couple chapters or the first couple stories. So far, the first short story is literally about dinosaurs. I know. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Scary gay dinosaurs.
Oh my god, I can see that. So, like the Toy Story dinosaur.
Oh my god, totally.
But no, yeah, it's kind of weird. But that was just like the first two chapters, so
Yeah.
But that's what I've been up to. I guess we can move on to our topics today. For this episode, we are going to be talking about two films. And why? Because these two movies have pretty similar plot. They're both about nuns. And those films are Immaculate and The First Omen. The first movie we're going to talk about is Immaculate because that was the first movie that we saw together. For those who don't know about Immaculate, it's the film with Sydney Sweeney. She's becoming a nun. She's not a nun yet.
Right.
And she gets transferred to some Italian church in the countryside where she's going to be like Christian to be a nun or whatever you want to call it.
Catholic.
A Catholic nun?
Yeah, nuns are only Catholic.
Oh, that's right.
Because they're all about the drama.
Yeah. So when she arrives at this church, strange things start to happen. She starts to have visions and yeah, just weird shit is happening around the church. So it's starring Sydney Sweeney, Alvaro Morte, and Simona Tabasco, who we know as Lucia from White Lotus Season 2.
That's right.
This is directed by Michael Mohan, who also did The Voyeurs with Sydney Sweeney.
Mm-hmm. Where she's also naked.
And this is written by Andrew Lobel. So let's talk about our movie experience. What was your movie experience?
Well, we saw it together, like you mentioned, at AMC. Shout out to AMC. I think I mostly had just seen a lot of like Sydney's marketing for the film, and there's like they were doing just like everything. You know, like she was even doing like just reading Bible verses.
Really?
Yeah. On like social.
Like as a nun or just herself?
Just herself reading Bible verses, but like clearly like, you know, staged for Immaculate.
Right.
I think maybe she was dressed like a nun. I don't know. But I was like pleasantly surprised because like the trailer and stuff, like something about Sydney Sweeney's voice is just kind of, I can't even do it. Like when they're like having them say their vow and she goes, I do. It doesn't even sound.
She's monotone.
Well, and it kind of sounds like Ditzy High School Girl.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say it in like a
Hi, I'm Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, but she is really good in the movie. It was just like that's how the trailer gave me the impression. So then when I watched the movie, I was like, oh, she's fine. I mean, she was a handmaiden, right? That was like her first thing.
Yeah, but I don't remember her in that.
I didn't watch that.
I did.
I thought the movie was really good. I was like surprised. I thought the music was cool. I thought it was like shot really well, and like the costuming, the, you know, set design, the art direction, everything was like, yeah, it was sick. And I loved Sister Gwen.
Which one's that?
That's like the cool girl she becomes friends with.
Oh.
Who like went there because like her boyfriend beat her up or whatever.
Right. And didn't something happen to her?
Yeah, she was killed. But she was like my favorite. I didn't want her to die.
When did they? Okay, I don't remember which nun got killed.
It was like her friend.
I know, but there was like two nuns that looked the same, and I couldn't tell which one was which.
Oh. Well, I'm pretty sure all of those nuns died.
Did they?
There was like the bully nun, the cool nun, and then the like kind of not well nun who like lit herself on fire. Right? Or was that the first Omen?
That was the First Omen.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
And I think the nun that you're talking about might be from First Omen too.
No. Sister Gwen?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
She isn't. I can't believe you would forget her. She was the one who like she starts flipping out on everyone, and this is after they've. And then she goes, "I know when a man is lying" to the priest.
Right. She was the one that was like causing a scene, and the nuns were trying to shut her up.
Yeah.
You guys should be ashamed of what you're doing here.
Yeah. Yeah, Sydney sees that Sister Gwen getting her tongue cut off.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then she later in the movie, she finds Sister Gwen's body like all
in the
nasty.
barbarian dungeon. Yes.
Yeah, the catacombs.
So you liked it?
I liked it. What about you? What was your experience?
So I was also surprised at how good it was because the trailer just looks so like generic.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, I mean, you know, when people make movies about nuns and it's like a horror movie, it's like not good. Like The Nun is not good.
Right. But The Nun 2 is like decent.
The Nun 2 is like a step above the first one.
Yeah.
But still not good. But yeah, I was like interested in the beginning. I was surprised to see Lucia as the opening kill. Okay, spoiler alert. I was surprised that Lucia was only in it for like 5 minutes of the movie. And it was kind of sad.
Yeah, I kind of think she might have been like an afterthought.
She was like basically Drew Barrymore in Scream to market for like Italy because she's like famous there.
Yeah.
I liked the first half was fine, but I liked the second half of the movie better. And I wish the second half of the movie was like exactly the first half because it would have made the movie more fun. It was good. It was, you know, beautiful gowns. Great gowns. So let's talk about the budget.
The budget for this one was $9 million. And the box out, and both these movies are still in the theater as we're recording, but I think Immaculate came out first. Did it come out in February?
March, yeah.
Okay. So, and right now it's April. So it's made $20 million so far. Ooh, la-di-da.
20 million. And it's going up against The First Omen.
Yeah, it got a head start too. And it's got Sydney Sweeney, America's sweetheart. she's like valedictorian, mechanic.
What did you like about it?
So I'm like a sucker for any kind of like boarding school or like that vibe, you know what I mean? But in this one, they're at like a hospice center kind of, right? You could kind of say, or just like old folks. It's like old nuns that will like live out their days there, and they kind of like take care of them. So like I always like that kind of setting. I don't know why. And maybe because it's like, I know there's like, it kind of feels cozy because like, you know, there's always people around.
Yeah. Are there other movies that are like this that you like?
The First Omen. The Nun 2.
Yeah.
All I Want to Do. Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's good. You should watch it.
Comedy?
Yeah. Like girls, like teen girls.
Oh, okay.
So love all that. I like Sister Gwen. I thought she was fabulous. Really pretty.
She looked like Camila Cabello.
Oh, a little bit. Yeah, I could see that. Like an Italian.
Camila Cabello.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked how it was shot. It felt like really authentically like, you know, that vibe.
Art house.
Yeah, highbrow Euro.
Yeah.
And you know, that's always good. I think I liked everything about it.
Yeah.
What about you?
Again, I liked the second half of the film just because I felt like the first half was too serious. And it feels like two different movies. Like the second half is kind of campy. And I was not expecting that because Sydney made that comment in that interview where she was like, horror movies nowadays are just jump scares and there's nothing scary about that or some shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. And I was like, well, you did that.
Right.
And then you made it even campier. Like, that's what horror movies are.
Yeah, but I will say, like, the whole ending with the screaming, like, I wouldn't have said that's campy.
Right. That was like
artsy.
But that was like the only part of the second half that felt like it went back to the first half.
Yeah.
Like the vibe. But let's not jump too far ahead. So what I liked about the first half of the movie was like the nuns in the red mass.
Yeah.
But I was like, what are they about?
Right.
Like, why are they there? Because did they even explain it?
I don't know. I think that they want Christ to come back.
Oh yeah, so they introduce like kind of the plot is that they have fragments of Jesus's like DNA on this nail from his crucifixion. So they like do some crazy science experiment and like use his DNA to like pregnant women, specifically nuns, so that they could like kind of redo like Holy Mary and all that shit. First of all, how did you know where the nail was? And also, like, would there be fragments of like DNA still?
Dino DNA. No, I don't know. I mean, it's probably not realistic.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, you know, if they were gonna make that, because it's like not.
It's not possible.
It's not that serious. Yeah, because it's not possible. So it's like, okay, you might as well go off the rails with this a little bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, like one thing about Catholicism is like the Vatican, like Roman Catholic Empire, you know, they really like took shit over. Like they owned and ran everything. And like the Vatican's like full of secrets. But it's also full of like a lot of artifacts, like a lot of value. They have like a fucking library there that we can't go to. I've been to the Vatican. I don't know if I ever told you that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like really camp.
It was really camp?
Yeah. It was. It was. You should go there.
Okay. So like what's down there?
It's a library and it just has like a lot of different like books and whatever. And like, so famously, the Vatican or Roman Empire, whoever, they had taken a bunch of books from the Bible and removed them.
Oh.
Yeah. And so like those manuscripts or something are supposed to be in the library.
Okay. So I like the second half more because of like the one-liners. Like when Sydney has her water break, it's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
The part where she like fakes her miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like getting a ride to the hospital or whatever, and the guy is like looking at her like, "You're bullshit."
Right.
And she's just like, "Ah!"
Yeah. Dude, remember how she like spit out her tooth?
Oh, when she was like vomiting into the toilet?
Yeah, it was before she like then she found out she was pregnant, but it was before.
Mm-hmm.
But I was gonna say that kind of stuff can really happen when you're pregnant.
Oh.
Parts of your body, like I guess like it's a whole, your entire body can go through like change and like significant change, like
like your feet get bigger and shit.
your feet, your nose, your hair can dramatically change.
Okay, back on track. So before she goes to like the little chapel or whatever, and she sees the nun with the red mask like doing her thing.
Yeah.
And that was like when she has that vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where she's like in this red room that's like strobing. It's like giving Suspiria.
Yeah.
Okay, so she has the vision. That's when we get like the first jump scare, kind of. Because she has another vision right after that where she's like making a confession.
Right, that's right, the confession.
What did you think of the jump scares in this movie?
They were good. Did I scream it or anything?
No, you screamed during the First Omen.
Right.
Although I will say that that part was scary.
Thank you.
I was like, I knew that was going to happen. Also, I was like waiting for it. And I was like,
yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't really remember a whole lot about the movie, if I'm being honest. Now that I'm like thinking about it, I'm like,
okay, remember the part where like the nun shows up in the middle of the night with like scissors?
oh, the goofy nun.
Yeah, and she like takes a piece of her hair.
Yeah, I think she was making like a voodoo doll to protect her.
You think so?
That's the vibe I got.
Oh, what a nice old lady.
Mm-hmm. The thing that's kind of like the only thing I didn't like, so like, you know, they all take their vows and it's like really dramatic and whatever, you know. It's so interesting. I like forget that like the concept of like, I think the concept of like being a nun is you're married to Christ. And I'm like, well, how does that work?
What's the phase before you become a nun? What is that called?
I have no idea. Junior nun.
Or like
Sue nun.
Prerequisite.
Yeah. They're generals. I don't know.
Because in the First Omen, she's like going clubbing and shit. I was like, oh, I didn't know they could do that.
They can't. That was the whole point. But the other nun was like, the way I see it, if I can't do this for the rest of my life, I want to like
experience it at least once.
And
but
like,
it seemed like she was doing it a lot. So
I know. And I could have sworn she said something about like it's gonna make the sacrifice that much greater. Oh, I was gonna say, then when they dress Sydney Sweeney up as like the Virgin Mary.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that part.
Oh well, I was gonna say iconic. It looked great, but my only thing was, I was like, are they keeping it a secret? They must be keeping it a secret because usually, like the Vatican still runs everything. Like the Pope is he still runs everything like globally for the Catholic stuff. So like they would all have to be talking to their whatever, like their regional manager, like that kind of a thing. And I'm like, did they just not tell anyone? How long was she pregnant for? Was it like a really fast pregnancy?
I feel like it ended with like 3rd trimester or some shit.
But like, was it 9 months?
Yeah. Because she was basically about to give birth.
Yeah. Wow. It wasn't like growing fast because
no.
It was like supernatural. Okay.
No, that was the First Omen.
Okay. Oops.
But yeah, I liked that shot too. And I kind of thought it was kind of funny just because it's like Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
I almost feel like she's like trying to paint herself to look like this like innocent.
Why are you hating on her?
Because she's kind of annoying me right now.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because she's running Hollywood now.
Yeah, and it's because of that fucking movie.
Anyone But You.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to watch that.
I'm not gonna like suck her dick.
Okay. I will.
You're gonna suck her boobs.
Okay, let's continue.
Oh, weren't you saying like the tunnel scene reminded you of
As Above, So Below.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I thought it was going to go into like some barbarian shit. Like she was going to see like an actual creature that actually like
right.
got her pregnant.
Like the First Omen.
Yes. Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Or like they had like somebody or something trapped down there, like chained up.
Mm-hmm.
They like use its sperm or some shit.
Yeah.
So all the people at this church are evil. The nuns with the red masks like are not explained. But yeah. Oh wait, did we talk about the baby reveal?
No.
We see her push out this like
we don't see it.
Bloody baby. It's out of focus.
Yeah.
It kind of didn't look like a human.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just the way it was, like the head shape.
It
ends with her like picking up this giant rock and then she like drops it on the baby and everyone's just like and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
How long did it take Sydney Sweeney to produce this movie?
10 years.
Yes, because she auditioned for this when she was 17. This was back in 2014, and then it just
so she's 27 right now.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Happy birthday.
Is she
She's a Libra. No, she's a Virgo. Beyonce's a Virgo.
I know.
Sydney Sweeney's a lot like Beyonce.
Businesswoman. Entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So this movie got a lot of backlash too.
Yeah?
By conservatives. Just because, well, mostly because they were saying like Hollywood was trying to turn Sydney Sweeney into the dark side or whatever.
Oh, an Illuminati thing.
Yeah. And because America knows her as like this sweetheart, but we all know that her family is conservative. Her mom threw a MAGA birthday party.
Yeah, did you watch her SNL opening monologue?
About those...
She talks about everything. She talks about the birthday party, or like makes a comment about it. She makes a comment about her and Glenn supposedly having an affair. Like she was really great on SNL, I thought.
I don't think I watched it.
You should check it out.
Okay. Final thoughts on this movie?
I like it. I'm excited to see what else Sydney pulls out of her old toolbox.
Pun intended.
What are your final thoughts?
Okay, so my final thoughts on this movie, I didn't think it was bad. I really liked it. Or I mean, no, I take that back. I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I didn't love it, but I liked it a lot. I wish there was more Lucia. And yeah, I wish it was more absurd.
More absurd?
Yeah, like Suspiria.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Suspiria is another example. It's like all girl school, kind of all girl ballet team, yeah.
Or
performance art.
Interpretive dancing.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this 3 onions.
Okay. I'm going to give it 4 onions.
Love that for you.
Thanks.
That was Immaculate. We're going to move on to our next film right after this break.
Ricky, have you ever been constipated?
All my life.
Well, guess what? The new Church of Catholicism has the remedy for you.
You don't say.
For today only, you can get 30% off the Catholic's Church colon cleanse. Now it's only $19.99.
$19.99? That's a great deal.
Yeah, so get yours today. Exclusions apply.
And cut.
That was our commercial, you guys.
Okay, so we are going to be talking about the next film, which is The First Omen.
It's the last film, but it's the First Omen.
So this film is similar to Immaculate. It's about a young American woman who is sent to Rome to begin her life service at the church. And she too is going to become a nun.
Yeah.
And when she arrives at the church, well, is it a church or orphanage?
It's an orphanage.
Okay.
Or like a boarding school.
It's
one of those two.
Whatever. It's like whatever a church and boarding school combined is.
Yeah.
And anyways, so she arrives at the church / boarding school and darkness ensues.
Bum, bum, bum.
Ave Maria.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is just like Immaculate, but now we're with kids. We're not with like hospice care.
Like grannies. Okay, so this is starring Nell Tiger Free from Servant.
Mm-hmm.
Ralph Ineson, he's from The Witch.
Oh my gosh. I did not realize it. He's the dad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And Bill Nye is in this.
Right.
Who we know as Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Castle, or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. Dead Man's Chess.
And he's in Love Actually.
Oh, yeah.
So, did I ever tell you that I ran into him?
What?
Mm-hmm. Me and Jordan were in WeHo at like this bookstore. I forget what it's called, but he was there and he was trying to get a copy of oh man, what was it? I swear it was something that was, it was like Wuthering Heights or something. It was a classic.
Oh.
But he looked really nice. He was wearing like this blue
like
suit.
Dapper.
Yeah, very dapper. And he was really kind to the people working. You know what I mean? Like he didn't act like hot shit.
Very like he had good manners.
Yeah, but I was just like, do you dress nice all the time?
I'm sure.
You know what I mean?
Because like
he's
I feel
British.
Like British, and he's from that generation.
Yeah.
Everyone had to dress nice and stuff. And people don't dress like that anymore.
I wonder if he got a little scared because there's this little goblin. Me.
Oh.
He was like, ah! He's super tall.
Wait, did you say anything to him?
No.
Oh my God. You're that guy. You're the actor.
Oh my gosh, that's Bill Nye.
Okay, this is directed by Arkasha Stevenson.
Slay sister.
Right. This is her feature film debut.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like what? Okay, damn, she came. She conquered.
Talk about a huge win. A huge slay.
Yeah.
She also wrote this.
That's crazy.
With 2 other men, of course. Tim Smith and Keith Thompson.
But you know what the deal is with that? I mean, I don't know if it's the deal for this movie, but a lot of studios and whatever, they like require
at least one male name on it.
Well, like just like a another rank.
Oh.
I mean, not all the time, but sometimes that's like a thing. I don't know.
Is it because of rewrites, or like they just need like different,
kind of like an editor, you know, like someone to like look it over and make changes.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Let's talk about our movie experience. I'll go first. Okay, I also didn't think this movie was gonna be good from the trailer. Mm-hmm. Also, because it's a prequel, so I'm just like, another fucking Omen movie that nobody asked for. All the reviews came out, and I was like, okay, so maybe I'll give it a chance. And then I was like, damn, this is fucking art.
Nah.
I've seen like the other Omen movies, so I was like familiar with the storyline.
Yeah.
So I pitched this to you. I was like, it's like Rosemary's Baby meets like Final Destination.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I would describe like the Omen movies. But this one was like not even like that.
Yeah, because there wasn't any definitely wasn't any Final Destination.
I mean, there was one.
Oh, yeah. That.
But yeah, I really liked this movie. I thought it was beautifully shot, and for like a female director directing a horror film that's like also prequel to a huge classic, like I think that's like amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Like really stunning. It was, you could tell too, it was made with like so much care.
Yeah. And like they did a lot of nods to the original, which I'll talk about. And also a reference to another movie that is about possession. I'll mention that later. Okay, so what was your experience?
So my experience was I was sitting next to you, you know, just chilling.
With a giant bucket of popcorn.
Yeah.
The Dune bucket. Just kidding.
That'd be so funny. Yeah, I was just like, it was like I was sitting there, and the whole movie I was like, this is good and like nice and like classy for like a horror movie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I kept thinking, oh, this is the exact same thing as Immaculate. So it's just like, oh wow.
But which film did you like better?
Gosh, that's tough. I feel like I'd have to watch them both a second time, but because there's things that I think are really good about the First Omen, and I feel like obviously like more stuff from the First Omen like is in my mind. Where Immaculate was like that was nice because it was good, and I thought it was gonna be kind of like a cheap horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe the First Omen.
I think I would have to say the same. Just because me being familiar with the original movie, it's kind of better than the original.
Yeah.
Just the way it's done, and like the cinematography is like really good in this. Like this, all the slow motion shots.
Yeah.
Like Sydney Sweeney could never.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, the beginning of this movie.
Yeah.
That was so crazy.
Which is a nod to the original movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit. I didn't know they were going to do this now.
Right? Damn.
Yeah. And then, okay, so what happens is there's like this church that's doing some remodeling, and like they're putting up the window structure. Stained glass. And these two priests are talking outside. There's like a pipe that like falls naturally, like Final Destination. Pretty much like goes through the glass, and then it's all like falling down on like one of the priests.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it's like hitting him, but it does hit him, and like we don't see his little injury.
Yeah.
Until he turns around and it looks like a butt crack.
Oh, it does.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, I think I like put my hand in front of my eyes because I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. Because he was just standing there like all normal, like nothing happened after this thing just fell.
Right.
And the other priest was like, Father, are you okay? And he just walks away.
And he just kind of has a smile, turns around, starts walking, butt crack on his head. Bloody butt crack.
So, what was the budget?
The budget was $30 million.
Holy shit.
Right? More than 3 times what Immaculate was.
Yeah.
And it's like weird because it's this really good movie and it was made really well, but it kind of was like a sleeper. Like they didn't market it a ton the way they could have.
Yeah.
Maybe because that and Monkey Man have the same poster. So what did you think of like the story?
I thought the story was interesting. I think had I not seen Immaculate first, I probably would have appreciated the story better. This is like you're going into a horror movie that is basically straight up horror.
Right, in the classic sense.
And this film takes place in the 1970s, which is like
prime horror.
Yeah, and it has that aesthetic, like the vibes.
Definitely.
Like you see it with like the people walking around, the music,
the shots,
the disco.
Are people mad about this movie the way they were about Immaculate? There are.
So, yes, it got slammed a lot by conservatives.
Oh.
Because they were saying, like, there's 2 films about devils and nuns and they're mocking our religion and blah, blah, blah. Don't see this movie. Which is, cliche. Okay, I like Nell's performance in this.
Yeah, she's really good.
She's
the gal from The Servant. If y'all have seen The Servant, also would recommend that.
She kind of plays the same character.
Yeah, I thought.
And I was like, ooh, is this like a prequel or a sequel? Is she like a time traveler?
Right. Let's get to this. This kind of connects to it with like Immaculate and the First Omen. But like, so the First Omen, their motivation isn't to bring back like the second coming of the Christ. We can all go to God's kingdom, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Actually, only half the people do or something. But actually, I think the Book of Revelations is about the fall of Rome, technically. Whatever. People debate, but The Vatican probably knows, but they're hiding it.
Of course, in the library.
Yeah, the library under...
Library of Secrets. The Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's where it's from! Well, I was gonna say First Omen, they want to bring back Antichrist basically to get people to go to religion again, because it's like people are becoming more secular and like, you know, like religion isn't popping the way it used to, and they were like, we need to make an Antichrist to like remind people like to go to God.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I was gonna say in real life there's like a whole thing about spiritual psychosis. Have you heard of this?
Mm-mm.
It's like, did you hear about, I think I told you actually, or you heard, but the lady this week, she was like a spiritual new age influencer or astrologist, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And she had like a spiritual psychosis because she was like fucking afraid of the eclipse.
Yeah.
So she kills her partner, and then she takes her like 9-month-old baby and then their like 9-year-old kid or something.
Yeah.
Everyone's dead except the kid, I think, is in critical condition.
Oh, damn.
But the woman like ended up driving into a tree in Redondo. But so there's like this thing where like people end up dying because they go into like some psychosis. Kind of like, did you watch that documentary, Love, Mother, God?
No.
On HBO Max?
No, I've never heard of it.
Dude, you have to watch it. It's fantastic.
Is it long though?
No, it's only like 3
Is that
episodes.
a movie? Oh, okay, 3 episodes. Okay.
Something like that. It's not long.
Okay.
And it's captivating the whole time. But it's like, it definitely gives spiritual psychosis hardcore. Anyway, The First Omen.
Let's talk about Sister Margaret. What do you think of her?
So I think it's kind of funny, like Margaret, it's like Mary. You know, I don't think it's a coincidence her name starts with an M.
What is it spelled backwards?
Margaret?
Yeah.
Teg.
Just kidding.
Oh. My gosh, I was like,
I was going to say Targaryen.
Oh, Targaryen? Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
Yeah, I was like, okay, she's got the same character as Sydney Sweeney's.
Mm-hmm.
None. I liked her look.
She was an orphan. That's kind of the big difference between her and Sydney.
Wait, wasn't Sydney an orphan too?
No, her just church like burnt down.
Oh wait, her thing was like she died and like.
Oh, that's right. We forgot about that part.
Okay, so she was an orphan.
Yeah, because she like that's why she relates to Gypsy Rose.
Oh yeah. And she's the girl that the 2 priests were talking about, like, oh, there's like a Antichrist at this boarding school, and that's where Sister Margaret is.
Yeah.
Okay, so she met Gypsy Rose.
Yeah, what was that person's name? Like the troubled kid?
Or Carlita.
Carlita. I love that name.
So the thing about Gypsy Rose, Carlita, she's kind of like an outcast. Like, she's kind of a weirdo.
Yeah.
Father Brennan, who is played by the dad from The Witch. So
right.
He comes to warn Sister Margaret about the Antichrist and Gypsy Rose.
Yeah.
And he's like telling her, like, you have to look for the mark of the beast, which is 666.
Mm-hmm.
Slay. Hello, Christ. But to sin again.
Oh, that's what we've been up to lately. Me and Ricky went and saw Flying a Boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, Christ. I'm about to sin again. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, so back to the movie. What did you not like about the movie?
What did I not like about the movie? Nothing comes to mind.
I would say for me, well, this was just because of my experience that I thought the movie was going to end like 4 times.
Oh, yeah, same.
I was like, oh, I thought it was going to end with like her being possessed.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like at this church, and then boom.
Yeah.
Cut to credits. And then it kept going. She's like waking up in like the catacombs, and then she gives birth, and I thought it was going to be the end.
Yeah.
And then it kept going. So like she takes the baby and she like almost kills it, and then burns down, like they burn down the catacomb.
Yeah.
Church.
Yeah, I thought it was going to end, yeah, several times too. It could have. Maybe that's like the one thing is like, it could have like, you know.
Yeah.
Because like later, like the very ending is like, her and Catalina.
Carlita.
And then the Antichrist twin girl. It's there. It's like 5 years later, or however long. Yeah, I think 5 years later, and they're like living in like a little cottage, like in the middle of nowhere, the Dolomites, I would guess, or like Bavaria. But and that one priest comes and he's like, I know, I have to warn you. They know where you are. And then it just ends, right? Like she's like, get out, and then she goes inside.
No, it ends with him going, they have a name for him.
Oh, right.
It's Damien.
Yeah, that's right.
And then cuts the credits. And I'm like, wow, so epic. And it goes to the classic main theme of the original movie. We jumped ahead. We didn't talk about the birth scene.
Oh yeah, the birth scene. Oh wait, yeah. Let's talk about the dad in the birth scene.
Mr. Jackal.
Yeah, Mr. Jackal. So I like forgot about that because I know that they met like at some point. Maybe it was the priest who like she talks to, but he mentions like a beast. So when it showed it, I was like, oh, gross. Like I forgot because it's like bestiality.
Yeah. And I was like, did they they kind of like foreshadow it, or they showed it in like a scene?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the claw,
but also like the feet when that nun.
Yeah, when that was giving birth.
Yeah, the one that was giving birth to it.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, what was that?
I think they're like always trying, like that was a failed
experiment.
Yeah.
Like Immaculate.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, try again.
Yeah.
But that was like so fucking crazy.
Yeah, that was like pretty fucking gnarly. I think because they straight up showed the whole.
Yeah, so they show like a hand coming out of like this woman's vagina.
Yeah, it's like it looks like she's gonna give birth or something.
Yeah. So about that scene, it was longer.
Really?
And they got an NC-17 rating because of it, so they cut it out.
Oh, I hope they show it.
I know. I hope there's like another cut where it's just like straight up on the vagina.
Wow, NC-17. Damn.
I know. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the jump scares.
Yes.
Brittany screamed during this movie. It was like one of those like
Don't even.
But this was like really well done. It's so cliche when like horror movies always try to do this, and in this movie it's like Sister Margaret, she like hangs her nun outfit on this rack, and it looks like a person standing there. The whole scene is like building up to Sister Margaret like seeing something or hearing something, and we like turn to the shot of the nun costume, and then it turns out to be like an actual nun coming out of the.
Yeah.
I was like, oh!
I screamed. It scared me.
I was like, oh god.
Yeah.
That was funny though.
Yeah, it was good.
It was a good jump scare. I was like, okay, finally something happened.
Yeah.
There's another jump scare.
When?
Which is similar to the one I just talked about, but it's like when she sees the pregnant woman naked.
Oh yeah.
Remember, she's like, who said that?
Yeah, that was so funny. She was just totally losing it.
I love the club scene.
Yeah, the club scene was really fun.
I liked
her roommate.
Oh yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, her roommate was like cool.
She was really pretty too. So maybe that's why I got confused with like the one from Immaculate, because they were both pretty.
Yeah, these pretty nuns.
So we got Camila Cabello and
I don't know,
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, very Italian looking.
Yeah, she was really pretty. She was like the bad girl.
She kept it hidden. Yeah, I thought it was like, I didn't expect Margaret to go, but when she takes her out, that was like fun. I just really wouldn't have expected Margaret to actually do it because she seemed really sheltered. Did
you expect the guy to be part of their scheme?
No, not at all. Did you?
No.
Not at all.
But I had, for some reason, was like, something's definitely gonna happen between her from the club and waking up in bed. Like something had happened.
Yeah, because she just like black, like she's like really drunk. Which did she take a pill too, like a Molly or something?
Yeah, and that nun, her name is Maria Cabello.
Yeah.
And she's the one, she was in on it too.
Right, which I was surprised about.
Yeah, and I, for some reason, I knew after she found out, because that guy was like freaking out the second time he saw her.
Yeah.
Before he died. I was like, so that girl was in on it. That's basically what I thought after that.
Because he did say something like, I didn't know.
Yeah. And I was like, I didn't know he was in on it. But when he said that, I just assumed like he saw her mark and was like,
That's what I kind of thought too. Yeah.
Yeah. That part when he gets hit by the truck.
Oh my gosh. No.
She's like, this truck like crashes this guy.
Pins him against a wall, like a brick wall.
And it's the guy from the club. Yeah. He's like pinned against the wall, kind of like in Signs.
Yeah.
The mom.
Swing away, Meryl.
So Sister Margaret's like trying to help him out and like pulling him out of the thing, but she's like ripping his body. So all you see is like the top torso.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
horrifying.
Oh my God.
Because someone screams in the crowd and they do like that like perfect blood curdling scream. Yeah. And then it cuts to the wide shot and you see she's hugging the guy. Him. Yeah. And it's just the top half.
Yeah.
It is so disgusting.
I love how they did that though.
Yeah. I mean, it was really like, that's body horror.
Is it? You would consider that body horror?
Wouldn't you?
I would just call it gore. Mm-hmm. Body horror to me is like when something's like inside you, like bugs.
Oh, okay.
And like an infection.
Okay.
Or like The Thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was so gnarly though.
I know. Oh, we didn't talk about the hanging nun. Oh, when she finally lights herself on fire.
Yeah. She like lights herself on fire and hangs herself.
And she's like, it's all for you. And that is a nod to the original.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So in the original, I don't know if you're going to watch it, but I'm going to spoil it for you anyway. It starts off with a birthday scene.
Okay.
It's Damien's birthday. He's turning 6.
Oh.
And the nanny is like going to hang herself.
Yikes.
But she doesn't light herself on fire. She just like hangs herself.
Wow.
And she says the same thing.
Jeez.
It's all for you. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I was like, that was like way better than the original.
Okay.
How they did that. The possession scene.
The possession scene.
This kind of leads up to the ending. We find out that Sister Margaret is actually has the mark of the beast.
Yeah, it's like on her head. So. And
she is to give birth to the Antichrist. So how do they fucking get her pregnant so fast?
I mean, the nightclub.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Because they have the flashback to like the actual ceremony.
Yeah, like during the nightclub, they're like.
And that's why she was feeling like shit. Mm-hmm. But like that ending, that fucking, she like had a full belly so fast.
I know. It like grew really fast. Like it felt like, oh, I think it was 2 weeks. Because weren't they saying it, like when she got there, it was like 2 weeks to June 6th or something?
Oh, so when it was June 6th, it was like boom?
That's when the birth has to be, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, because
so why the fuck?
666.
But then why the fuck were they having the baby, the pregnant woman?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh, wait. I think the fact that they were like, they had like extra expectations that if a baby's born on June 6th, it will like for sure be the Antichrist.
Oh.
I think. You know what part was I was just like, oh, it's so weird. And it happened in Immaculate too. It's when they take their vows. I'm just like, remember they like lay on the ground and are like
kissing the floor and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, is that how it's done?
I guess.
So that possession scene she went off.
Yeah, she did go off.
She like ate that down.
Yeah, that was insane.
And that's because that's a reference to another film called Possession.
Oh.
And it's that gift that I sent you of the woman and she's like smacking the wall and shit.
Yeah.
That is from that movie.
Oh.
And she's actually getting possessed and shit. And there's like a similar part where like her water breaks and all that liquid comes out.
Yes.
That's exactly like from that movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What year did that movie come out?
I want to say like the 80s. Sam Neill's in this. And Sam Neill is from Jurassic Park, but he is also in one of the Omen movies.
No way.
It's the third one. And that one takes place in a boarding school.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like a teenager or something, or maybe college student.
Interesting.
And it's like more Final Destination.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Is he Damien? Shut up. Interesting.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. So after she gets possessed, we see her wake up in like the dungeon or the catacombs of this church.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone from the church is there. They're like dressed for the...
It's giving Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah. It's like every fucking cult movie. So she gives birth to twins. Don't they announce like it's a girl? And they're all like, "Aw, what about the other one?" And they're like, "It's a boy." And they're like, "Ah!"
Yeah, they're all excited.
Hail Satan! Or whatever. It's kind of funny. Also misogynist.
Yeah.
After like the whole birthing scene, they like burn the place down.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie kind of leads up to the original.
Mm-hmm.
And we see like a picture of Gregory Peck, who's in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Right.
So they show a picture of him. He's like this politician, and they need Damien to be raised by like a family that is into the government system.
Yeah.
So that they can have Damien run the future.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the movie, you guys. So, any final thoughts?
I think it was good. I'd probably rewatch it, honestly. I think I would rewatch it. I want to watch the First Omen, though. The original.
Yeah.
I'm also going to give it 4 onions. What about you?
Okay, so I really liked Nell Tiger-Free's performance in this, and I can't wait to see her in more things because I think she's going to do great. I think this is like the first movie I've ever seen her in.
Yeah.
Like, I've only known her from Servant.
Right.
And she's really good in that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm going to give this 4.5.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Just like on an overall film perspective, like
right.
cinematography, the score. Oh, I didn't talk about the score because we said it sounded like The Witch.
Yeah.
And that's because it's the same composer.
Oh, funny.
His name is Mark Corvin.
Yeah.
He also did your other favorite movie from 2022, The Black Phone.
Wow.
To circle back
to
our second episode.
Season 1. Shout out to season 1.
But yeah, I was like, oh.
That's so funny.
And that's why it sounded so much like The Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the end of this episode. Let us know what you think about Immaculate and First Omen.
Thanks for listening to season 2. I don't know if I think the movies that came out were as good as
season 1.
Yeah, because season 1 had like Barbarian, it had Nope, it had The Black Phone. Like, it was such a good year. And this year was just like Dune, Oppenheimer, Barbie.
Yeah, I would say the same. But yeah, thank you for all of our listeners. Like, you guys are the reason why we're here. Thanks again for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you enjoyed the season. Brittany, where can we find you?
You can find me at humble_book_review.
And you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at somecallme_Ricky. And if you liked this episode, you can find us on Instagram and YouTube at Paper Screen Podcast. So smash that like button, hit us up, let us know what you think. Until next time, bye.